So we just received our stock in the mail. This is a Boyds stock for the Ruger American short action rifles, and I popped it open, but you can see everything's here. All right. Good looking stock. So here's all the hardware. You've got the rear and the front mounting screws. Here's your lugs. It looks like this is, yeah. There's your front and there's your rear, and there's the rear trigger guard screw, and here's your trigger guard. It's plastic, comes from Boyds, and here's dropped one of them. But these are the magazine clips, and these are plastic also. And it looks like it comes with one for long action rifles, and this one's for a short action. And what I want to do essentially with the stock here, you can see where, say, the front lug goes in. It seats in pretty nicely. The rear, the same thing. Slides right in. And this one, you can tell it kind of jiggles around. So we'll take a close look at that, and I'll show you why it's doing that. So with these pillars, what we're trying to do, once you put your lugs in, you're mounting everything down. We want pillars, and we want to replace the plastic magazine clips here, and replace the plastic trigger guard, so that when you're mounting everything in and torquing everything down, when once you place your receiver in, we want metal on metal contact. This happened the same thing on the Savage Axis project. Once you start torquing that down, these are very easily cracked, and you're left with a bunch of split or cracked plastic pieces on there, and you really can't torque it down to an ideal level. So this is for the Ruger American, and it'll also fit the Ruger Predator. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have to drill out, if I can get it there, there you go. Drill out the front and the rear mounting holes here. And then the pillars will slide right in. There for the rear, and this one for the front. Now I noticed when I was placing the lugs in, you can kind of see how that one's kind of wobbly, and even when I'm mashing it down. Now if you look real close, I'm not sure if you can see this on the camera, there are some wood burrs in here where this cavity was cut out, and I'm sure it's CNC milled and everything, but it left some burrs, and right here in the corner I can feel it with my finger. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I would recommend first going in and cleaning off all these burr areas. Same thing with the front. although oops, though the front felt pretty good, I would probably still go under here. Yeah, see that little cavity? There's still some burrs on that, and they might compress once you start torquing everything down. But this one was pretty bad. So before I go in and drill these out, and it's 3/8, we have to drill it out to a 3/8 OD, and that's the size of these pillars, 3/8 OD, and the 1/4 inch ID, or actually 0.277 to be exact. Then we'll insert them in. So all I've done so far, I've gone in and removed a bunch of the burrs that were on this edge. Scraped them clean. If you don't have you can use a number of stuff, even just a screwdriver just to get rid of those loose burrs, or if you have a Dremel tool. Trying to get this, I've already gotten most of it out. Let's see how it fits in there now. Okay, now it fits snug. Before I was left with a gap. It's snug in there, but you can tell even after applying pressure, it still tends to jiggle back and forth. In that case, after I get through drilling this out, see, this one is actually it's a little more snug, of course, because it has this front tang on it that gives it a little more rigidity. Of course, that is your main recoil lug also, but it still tends a little bit back and forth from left to right. This one does it quite a bit. So after we mount the pillars, place these things in place, I would definitely bed this stock. Now while you're prepping to drill out the holes, as you can see, here's the 3/8 inch bit. So with this 3/8 inch bit, you're looking at going from this side on the stock, just level it out, and use a drill press to get an exact, you get it perpendicular, or a mill, whatever you have. A drill press would be great. And make sure you get it very well centered. When you start looking at this, you're increasing the hole substantially, and you'll have to go pretty slow and easy. Make sure you have a good sharp drill bit, because this laminate wood will crack, and sections of it will try to come out. And it's easily fixed. I've seen it done before, and you always just seal it with epoxy, and fill any gaps or anything if some of the laminate comes out. Because once you're in there, you can see it's a very tight fit. Now on the back of it, especially on these Rugers, you can see where that lug fits through there. Well, when you're drilling from that side in, you can see the clearance. It's almost side to side, complete side to side. You got to be pretty exact coming through there. Same thing with this one. It's going to be very close to the edge of the wood here. So get in as straight as you can, come straight down, and try to line it up so that you won't be taking away any meat from the sides of your stock here on the front and back. You can see it's a pretty tight fit. Alright, so I went ahead and drilled it out real quick. You can see still some dust there, but the holes came out pretty clean. So you can see the holes coming in. Took it right to the edge, right? Which is great. It's right where it should be. So there they are. You can see on the other side I'm holding in the lugs with my fingers, trying to hold them tight, and you can see the pillars are there flush, metal on metal. And there you go.